And welcome back in here to News Junkies. I'm Bill DeFoi. Joining me right now is Doris Wells, and she is here to talk about an upcoming event called Are You Prepared? And we're going to turn to Doris right now. And Doris, welcome in here.
Thank you.
So we're talking about Are You Prepared? Prepared for what?
Are you prepared for a disaster? There was an earthquake this morning in Big Bear that was felt in the valley in LA. Are you prepared for that? Are you prepared for your final expenses if something happens? And are you prepared financially?
With that earthquake that was up in the Big Bear, I think it was like 4 point something.
It was
this morning.
4.5.
So when you say talking about being prepared, I think what you're talking about is not only final expenses, which is very important, but prepared for the disasters, maybe even being prepared for different expenses that might come up rather unexpectedly, like maybe a medical bill,
Right.
a car repair bill, dentist bill, those kind of things.
Correct.
So tell us about the event and where will it be and who is all involved?
Okay, the events under the Doris and Ronnie's events business, we're going to have Mr. John Davis, who will talk to us about final expenses. He's an insurance broker here in town. We're going to have a retired fire chief, Mr. Greg Hill, who will be doing the disaster planning, showing us escape routes, how to prepare, how to store, how much to store, how to store your medication. And then we have a financial planner that's still in the process of being secured for the event. The event is Saturday, October the 24th from 10 to 1 at the Victoria States Clubhouse. It is free, and we will be serving brunch. So we would like everyone to come out and see this and get this great information. There will be materials that they'll be able to take home with them as well.
How did this whole event come to be, and how did you decide that this is something that people need to have and start that ball into motion?
Actually, it was because I'm trying to prepare my own home and the home of my grandchildren, and it made me realize that there's a lot of people that are not really thinking that these things are going to happen, or they wait till the last minute. So as I was preparing for myself and for my grandchildren, it just kind of grew from there.
And so it's all of a sudden it's kind of taken a life of its own.
It has. We do have a Facebook page. It's on Facebook under Are You Prepared? And again, it is free. We're going to have brunch, and it's going to be great material for the community. And we do need to be prepared in all three areas, because we are definitely going to need to be prepared for final expenses. We don't want to leave that behind for your family to struggle with. You need to be prepared financially just for things in life in general, and to be able to pay for final expenses, and also be prepared to purchase things that you need to be prepared for your home, your water, your medications, your food supply, things like that. And I was looking online the other day because I've been storing up water, and I realized that those plastic bottles are they're difficult to store because they start breaking down. But if you go online and search, you'll find that there's water that you can purchase that's shelf life for 30 years.
Oh my gosh.
So if you buy that and store it, you don't have to worry about swapping it out. So those are the kind of things that we want people to be aware of. There's a lot of, and even I went into the store the other day, and in the far corner there was this, right behind the produce section, there was an area of MRE food, Made Red to Eat food, and lamps and buckets of prepared food that you can just pick up and buy. So it's just a matter of getting it in motion and getting it done, because it's not a matter of if it's going to come, it's when it's going to come.
And this is a very interesting point that you bring up, because right now up in Northern California, we've had a large number of brush fires.
Exactly.
And people being displaced out of their homes, and a lot of these homes being burned to the ground.
Right, yeah, that's really sad, because it was, many thousands of homes, and it's hard to imagine, but that's just one thing, that's happening. A lot of this is natural disasters, but we can't just sit back and think that we can just manage, because it's not that easy.
I think back, Doris, many years ago when we went through the Northridge earthquake, a lot of people shortly thereafter, within that same day or the next couple of days, they went out and bought all of the water and the earthquake preparedness kits, and there was really a void on the shelves after the occurrence rather than taking the precaution ahead of time. And I think what you're advocating here is to be prepared ahead of time.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's why I'm saying, even doing the research and finding water, you can go and stack up your water, but you have to switch that out on a regular basis because it expires. But with the water that has a shelf life of 30 years or 25 years, and the same with some of the MRE food, you don't have to worry about that. You just have to get it, store it, and be prepared. Also, with your batteries and being able to drink the water from your water heater. If you really get stuck, that's clean water. You can use that. So it's just a lot of things. It's not that difficult. We just have to be focused to get it done.
And having the tools by which to know how to go about processing that water out of the water tank,
Right.
as you'd mentioned, and other things that would come to surface.
Exactly. And not too long ago, about 2 months ago, there was several small earthquakes in Fillmore. So it's all around. So it's like we can't just turn on blinders and think that it's not going to happen to me, because it's just a matter of time.
Exactly. Now, with earthquakes, there's really no accurate way to predict those in advance, although technology is getting to that point. But we can prepare, if we were on, say, the eastern seaboard or in the Gulf of Mexico, there's the hurricanes. And
Exactly.
if you're in the Midwest, the tornadoes. But those can be predicted ahead of time, and people can somewhat have a sense this is coming. But things like earthquakes, forest fires, even a house
Right.
fire, we never know day to day.
No, that's true. And there's little things that you can do, like in your car, especially women, carry a pair of tennis shoes or flat shoes in case you have to get out and walk. Make sure you have some type of disaster materials in the trunk of your car. And if you've got kids, make sure that wherever you are with your kids, you have something that you can protect and take care of them, because they depend on you.
Yeah, we're not trying to be alarmist, but we need to be concerned and be prepared.
Exactly.
All right. Well, Doris, I'm going to ask that you look into our camera there. If people wanted more information about this event on preparedness, if you would be so kind to give a phone number for more information and the day and time again.
Okay, it's Are You Prepared? It's posted on Facebook. It's Saturday, October the 24th from 10 to 1. It's free. It's at the Victoria States Clubhouse across the street from Oxnard High School. You can obtain more information by calling 805-889-0467 or 323-385-3275, which is Ronnie Harris's number, and she's my business partner.
Wonderful. Doris, thank you so much. I'm Bill DeFoi. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time right here on News Junkies, a production of the Heritage Media Group.